evening, and thank you for tuning in to the Single Parent Show. I'd like to welcome all of our listeners to this week's show. I'm your host, Paulette McDonald, and the Single Parent Show covers a variety of topics involving parenting issues after separation and divorce. If you're a first-time listener, you can listen to past shows at Fathers for Justice Canada at f4j.com, and that's using the numeric number 4, and simply follow the link to the Single Parent Show. If you'd like to suggest a topic or share a personal story, you can email the show at singleparent@bellnet.ca. Tonight's special guest is Dave Nash from For the Sake of the Children Marathon of Hope. Dave is running across Canada on June 1st of this year in an attempt to break the Guinness World Record for the fastest crossing of Canada on foot. And this is all advocating for children's rights. You can view his website at crosscanadarunforthechildren.com, and that's using the numeric number 4. Dave will be joining us via telephone just as soon as we get back from this commercial break, so stay tuned to the Single Parent Show right here on CFAO 94.7 FM. Welcome back to the Single Parent Show on CFAO 94.7 FM. Dave, welcome to the Single Parent Show, and thank you so much for joining us for the second time this evening.
Thanks for having me on again, Paulette. It's a pleasure to do your show.
Great. Dave, thank you for doing what you're doing for the sake of all innocent children and non-custodial parents. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you back on the show. I'm sure our listeners are as well. Dave, you know, I used to be a runner, and as much as I enjoyed running, I can't see myself training to run across Canada. I admire your dedication to the cause. How is your training going?
Training's going really well. I had a bit of a knee injury at the beginning of the year, so I took February off from running, but I made sure I was doing my strength training and everything. As of March 1st, I'm back to the running. The knee is feeling good, and building up my endurance and my strength and everything to get ready for this task. And running right now, I'm running every second day, and I'm running about 30, 40 kilometers a day when I am running. I'm going to put that up in April to about 50 kilometers a day to get ready for this.
Wow, that's an awful lot of running. That's all I can say. Are other Canadians getting in touch with you in regards to your cross-Canada run? And if so, what are they saying to you?
Actually, I'm hearing from many Canadians, some very positive messages that I'm receiving, and some very negative. And the negative comments are the ones that are really fueling me on here, because it's actually showing me that people are getting nervous about my cross-Canada run. They're nervous that this run is going to bring the kind of awareness that is needed to bring about a change to the system. And I'm the more negative comments, the better. It just fuels my energy. But I'm getting a lot of messages from people congratulating me, offering up their home if I'm running through their city and I need a place to stay for the night. They're offering up their home. They're offering food, drink. People saying that they're going to come out running with me, biking with me, and everything. So yeah, I'm hearing from a lot of people, and like I said, some unbelievable messages and some really negative ones. But the negative ones are great. They fuel me.
Can you give me an example of a negative one?
Oh yeah. You know what? Actually, here I'll go to my email real quick, and I'll punch one up. This one I actually found kind of interesting. Here's the interesting thing about the people that send the negative comments, okay? They never use their real name, and they never use their real email address. Because I email them back my thoughts, and it always bounces back. But I got this one. It's from Child of Divorced Parents, and the fake email was happierchild@world.net. And the message says this: Mr. Nash, sometimes an adult has to accept things as they are. Let the other spouse go. Don't hold on through the children. It's called Let It Go. A relationship ended. There were children as a result of the union, period. What happens afterward is the parents and or grandparents' stuff, not the child. Don't lay your inability to accept the slings and arrows of life onto the kids. Now, I'm reading this and I'm just like, what the hell is this person talking about? They've completely missed the point of my run. You know, that like they're saying that I'm putting stuff onto children. I'm not putting anything onto children. I'm putting the blame where the blame deserves to go, and that's on our government for putting such a brutal system in place that's destroying families and destroying children's lives. You know, I just thought it was comments like that make me laugh. I don't even know what a person like that must be thinking to send a message like that.
I hear you there. And speaking of our government, with Parliament having been resumed last week, did you get a chance to hear the speech from the throne? And what were your thoughts on that?
You know what? I didn't get to hear it, but I read it. I downloaded the speech from the throne, and I read through it. And in my opinion, I thought it was an absolute joke. It's clear to me that the politicians that wrote it do not live in the same Canada that you and I live in, okay? Here's what I didn't hear from the speech from the throne. I didn't hear anything about reforming the broken family law system in this country. I didn't hear a word about equal shared parenting, okay? Reading through it, I'll give you an example. I'm just going to quote from it here real quick, okay? In one of the sections, I believe it was in the section entitled Making Canada the Best Place for Families, they start talking about the rule of law and justice, okay? And it says, our communities are built on, now I'm quoting here, our communities are built on the rule of law, the cornerstone of peace, order, and good government. The law must protect everyone, and those who commit crimes must be held to account. Canadians want a justice system that delivers justice. Okay, so now I read that, and I'm thinking, wow, whoever wrote that doesn't live in the same country I live in. Because this week, we actually got to see the kind of justice system that we actually have in Canada, okay? Now, I'm sure that every one of your listeners has heard about the case of former Tory MP Rahim Jaffir, okay? Now, here's a guy who had a cocaine possession charge dropped, a blood alcohol level above the legal limit charge dropped, and a speeding charge dropped. He only pleaded guilty to a careless driving charge, of which there's no permanent record, and he got off with only a $500 fine that he had to donate to a charity. Now, if that was you and I, or your average Canadian, do you think we would have gotten such a sweet deal?
No, we would have been in jail, license suspended for 1 year for impaired driving and a whole bunch of other crap. Now, it's funny that you would bring that up because Rahim Jaffir is actually married to our local MP here, Helena Georges, who is also Minister and Status of Women. That's funny.
Well, and that's my point, is if you're going to write this and say this in the speech from the throne, then live up to it. If you're not going to live up to it, then shut up and don't even say it. Canada does not want to be a nation of hypocrites. And that's what this government is turning us into. I mean, we are now officially a country that condones torture of other human beings. I'm sure you've been following the torture scandal.
In regards to the detainees?
With the Afghan detainees.
Right. We have been, yes. Our government, our Canadian government, our current government under Stephen Harper is making a joke out of us. Reading through the speech from the throne some more, I'm going to give you the right in the introduction from the speech from the throne, this statement was made, and I quote, okay, "We will ensure that Canada remains the best place in the world to raise a family." Now, as a divorced father who was unjustly put through the Canadian, family law system, I can tell you Canada is not the best place in the world to raise a family.